We first salute the Creator in heaven and all the ancestors sit and defeated the Creator in a lifetime which is to come. We say Ashe. That just means so be it. Ashe.
Ashe.
We salute all those who martyred in the struggle. Ashe.
Ashe.
We salute all those who died during the Middle Passage. Ashe.
Ashe.
We salute all those who died during the Holocaust. Ashe.
Ashe.
We salute all those who died during efforts of genocide. Ashe.
Ashe.
We salute all those who died during occupation. We salute all those who died in occupation in Palestine.
Ashe.
We salute all those who resisted and who died during resistance. Ashe.
Ashe.
We salute all those who fought in wars of liberation. Ashe.
Ashe.
We salute all those who fought for human rights. Ashe.
And so some of you might be wondering why we're here today. We're here today as members of the Georgia State community, as well as concerned citizens in Atlanta, to say to GSU President Becker, who, mind you, his office is right up there on the 3rd floor, and he knows that we're here today, because he saw us setting up. But we're here to demand that Georgia State President Becker shut down the Georgia International Law Enforcement Exchange. Shut it down. And just so we're all on the same page about what the Georgia International Law Enforcement Exchange is, and that's for short is GILLY, it's a police exchange program that's housed in the Criminal Justice Department here at Georgia State. And it was founded by a gentleman named Robert Friedman, and it facilitates cross-trainings between the Atlanta police and the Georgia police and the Israeli police. And so in short, the APD and high-ranking Georgia police officials, not beat cops, but high-ranking officials like current APD Chief George Turner, like former APD Chief Richard Pennington, like GBI Director Vernon Keenan, are sent to Israel and they learn counterterrorism tactics. Members of the Israeli police come to Atlanta and they learn drug enforcement tactics. We know that drug enforcement in Atlanta and counterterrorism in Israel is racist and it's targeted, and it further marginalizes and oppresses and intimidates Palestinians in Israel and Black, Latino, queer, working class, and Arab communities here. So, Don is going to tell us a little bit about what we want to make sure Dr. Becker hears today.
Hello. Our demands are actually very simple. The first one is to make sure that the program GILLY is shut down immediately. Reformed. Shut down immediately. Dr. Becker to please meet with his students. We have asked for a meeting, and he has not met with us. In fact, there's a little bit of back and forth, and I will actually talk about that a little later. Our third demand is for the GILLY program to be transparent. So that means we have asked for specific information, and they didn't even give us the information that they promised to give us. So, open up. If you don't have anything to hide, then you need to share that information, especially here at a public university.
My name is Hussam, and I'm a Palestinian. I moved to the States in 1995, went to school here in Kennesaw. Pretty happy to see all of you. I'm so excited to see so many people caring about what's going on, caring to make a difference. It's great. Doing a great job. Let's keep the pressure on. I'm going to talk briefly a little bit about my experience, and I'm going to leave the part why we shouldn't let GILLY go on to somebody else to talk about it. Briefly, I was actually arrested when I was 17 years old for actually, I was in high school by then, and we started a group of students asking to end the occupation. Just wanted our freedom or our liberty, and I was 17 years old. We had a passive resistance movement and consisted of demonstrations and rallying. I was arrested from home in the middle of the night. Israeli police came to our house, knocked on the door, came in with full force, insulted both my parents, pulled me out from the house and dragged me out in the street. It was middle of the night. I was arrested for about 40 days, consisted of continuous pressure and torture, both physical and psychological. I was subjected to sleep deprivation, was not allowed to actually sleep for about 4 days. This consistent policy of psychological torture was used among many of my friends. A couple of them actually died in prison while being investigated.
Although I am a Palestinian American woman, and I do have personal interest in shutting down GILLY, my interest is also based on the sheer disregard for human rights this program represents. It is no secret that Israeli law enforcement officers are in the habit of violating the basic human rights of Palestinian people by denying them access to food, water, healthcare, and of course the right to return to their homes. Israeli law enforcement officers have starved, beaten, and murdered countless numbers of Palestinians. So what is it exactly that Georgia law enforcement officers want to learn from them? How to properly brutalize a child that throws a rock at a police officer? Israeli law enforcement officers are trained in the art of racial profiling. And as a woman of color, I am afraid for myself and my brothers and sisters whose skin have slightly more pigment than the average American. My facial features, slightly larger and rounder than the average American, will become a liability to me under GILLY, a program that invites racial profiling into the Georgia police force under the guise of fighting terrorism. So it is with a heavy heart that I'm here today, as I have been at so many other Palestinian rallies, although today's mission is a little different, and that it is aiming for a very realistic goal. Today, we have a very tangible goal in sight. We are only trying to get the president of this public university to change a policy that has no place at an institution of higher knowledge.
I thank all of you for coming here today, and I want you to join us in saying, GSU say no to injustice. Shut GILLY down. GSU say no to injustice. Shut GILLY down. GSU say no to injustice. Shut